What if I told you that the celestial bodies you admire every night aren't just distant objects, but rather the architects of an invisible prison that keeps your soul in an eternal cycle of forgetfulness and limitation? Pause for a moment and feel this possibility resonate within you, not as an empty conspiracy theory, but as an ancestral call that your soul recognizes, even if your rational mind resists. Today we're going to uncover together how the Moon and Saturn operate as cosmic frequency modulators, creating a vibrational matrix that limits your perception of reality and, more importantly, how you can awaken from this deep slumber and reclaim your spiritual sovereignty. If you've made it this far, it wasn't by chance. Your soul is ready to remember, so take a deep breath right now. Place your hand over your heart and give this video a like if you feel there's something greater waiting to be discovered within you. Before we dive into the depths of this revelation, let me share something that mainstream science is only beginning to touch upon. Researchers at Princeton University recently discovered in studies that the Moon not only influences ocean tides, but also modulates Earth's electromagnetic fields in a way that directly resonates with the cellular water in the human body. Think about that for a moment. Your body is composed of over 70% water. Every one of your cells vibrates in response to lunar cycles, not just metaphorically, but literally, at a measurable quantum level. Simultaneously, publications in the journal Frontiers in Human Neuroscience revealed that our brain functions as a highly tuned receiver to cosmic frequencies, including those emanated by Saturn, with its massive magnetic rings. The HeartMath Institute went even further, demonstrating that the human heart's electromagnetic field extends meters beyond the physical body, interacting with non-local quantum information fields. What does this mean? It means you are not just a passive observer of the cosmos. You are an active participant in a cosmic dance of frequencies and information that shape your reality every single moment. Now, imagine with me a gigantic, translucent, pulsating crystalline dome suspended over the entire Earth. It's not a physical structure you could touch with your hands, but an intricate web of invisible frequencies that permeates every atom of your existence. This energetic dome is like an immense cosmic holographic projector, where each facet is not made of glass, but of pure vibrational energy. The Moon and Saturn function as the master lenses of this projector, modulating and directing the frequencies that determine what you perceive as reality. This image will accompany us throughout our journey today, because it perfectly represents the nature of the invisible prison into which we are born and from which we can free ourselves. The cosmic amnesia that prevents you from remembering who you truly are. Have you ever wondered why, despite all your efforts, you seem to always return to the same starting point in certain areas of life? As if there's an invisible elastic band pulling you back every time you try to move forward. This feeling isn't your imagination. It's the direct result of a systematic forgetfulness program orchestrated by the lunar matrix. You see, every time you are born onto this earthly plane, you pass through a frequency portal located in the lunar orbit. This portal functions as a soul processing station where your multidimensional memories are temporarily suppressed, not erased but covered by a dense veil of frequencies that prevent conscious access to them. It's like having an entire library of cosmic wisdom within you, but with all the doors locked and the keys hidden. Why would this happen? The answer is both simple and disturbing. A soul that remembers its unlimited power cannot be controlled. A consciousness that knows its divine nature does not accept artificial limitations. Think about the last time you had that inexplicable longing for a place you can't identify, that deep feeling of not fully belonging to this world, as if your true home were somewhere else. That is the distant echo of your soul trying to pierce the veil of forgetfulness. It's the part of you that knows there is more, much more, beyond this limited, three-dimensional reality. Now, breathe deeply and allow this truth to resonate in every cell of your body. Feel how something within you recognizes these words, even if your rational mind tries to resist. If you're feeling a tingling sensation in your spine or an expansion in your chest, type the word awaken in the comments right now, because your soul is beginning to remember. The Saturnian cycles of limitation and how they shape your perception of scarcity. Saturn, the great lord of the rings, is not just a distant planet silently spinning in space. It is the master architect of the structures of limitation that govern your earthly experience. Its majestic rings, which look so beautiful in NASA photographs, are actually vast frequency belts that project the grids of linear time and the illusions of scarcity that keep you trapped in a state of perpetual lack. Have you noticed how the concept of not having enough permeates every aspect of human society? Not enough time, enough money, enough love, enough resources. This scarcity programming is not natural. It is an artificially imposed frequency that resonates directly from Saturn's rings, creating a reality where the infinite abundance of the universe is veiled by layers of perceptual limitation. Consider how you've been conditioned since childhood to believe you need to fight, compete, and sacrifice to get anything of value. This is not the original nature of reality. It is a distortion created by the Saturnian matrix to keep you in a low vibrational state, where your emotions of fear, anxiety, and frustration serve as energetic fuel to perpetuate the system. Every time you feel you're not good enough, smart, enough, rich enough, you are unintentionally tuning into Saturn's limiting frequencies. But here's the secret they don't want you to know. These limitations only have power over you as long as you believe in them. The moment you recognize the illusion, you begin to reclaim your power to create a different reality. Think of all the times you self-sabotaged right when you were about to achieve something important. That inner voice that whispers you don't deserve it, that it's too dangerous, that it's better to stay in your comfort zone. That's not your true voice. It's the echo of Saturnian frequencies reverberating through the matrix, keeping you within the limits of what has been programmed as acceptable and safe. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine these rings of Saturn dissolving into golden light. Feel every limitation you carry transforming into pure potentiality. If this resonates with you, subscribe to the channel now to continue this journey of liberation. The moon as a mirror of illusion, and the veil over your ancestral memories. The moon you gaze at on clear nights, that silver disk that has inspired poets and lovers through the centuries, hides a disturbing secret. It is not just a natural satellite reflecting sunlight. It is a cosmic mirror of distortion, refracting and modulating the energies that reach Earth in a way that maintains a constant veil over your ancestral memories and your true power. Have you ever wondered why you can't remember your past lives? Why are we born with this seemingly universal amnesia about who we were before? The answer lies in the moon's function as a soul processor in the reincarnation cycle. Imagine for a moment that your soul, upon discarnating, is naturally drawn to the lunar light like a moth to a flame. In that moment of transition, instead of moving to higher dimensions of consciousness, you are caught in an energetic gravitational field that recycles you back to Earth, but not before undergoing a memory wipe that erases your accumulated experiences. It's like reformatting a hard drive before reinstalling the operating system. The information is still there somewhere deep down, but conscious access to it has been blocked. Think of all the déjà vus you've experienced, those inexplicable moments where you know you've lived something before, but can't explain how or when. These are memory fragments that escape the lunar suppression process, small windows into your multidimensional experiences that the matrix couldn't completely erase. Each lunar phase creates a different frequency of influence on your consciousness. The new moon represents the restart of the cycle of forgetfulness. The waxing moon amplifies illusions and material desires. The full moon intensifies emotions and creates psychic instability. The waning moon drains vital energy and promotes depression. You don't have to be a victim of these cycles. By becoming aware of these influences, you can begin to navigate them instead of being swept away by them. Right now, place your left hand over your third eye in the center of your forehead and your right hand over your heart. Breathe deeply 3 times and mentally declare your intention to reclaim your ancestral memories. Feel the crystalline dome around you begin to become transparent, revealing the infinite cosmos beyond it. If you felt any activation during this exercise, comment, "Yes, I remember," to anchor this intention in the collective field. The awakening of sovereignty and the breaking of soul contracts. There's a concept few dare to discuss openly, but it's fundamental to your liberation. Before being born into this reality, your soul signed energetic contracts that determine the limitations and challenges you would face in this incarnation. These contracts were not signed in full consciousness and free will, But under the influence of the distorted frequencies of the lunar Saturnian matrix, it's like signing a legal document under coercion or intoxication, technically invalid, but still imposed upon you. These soul contracts include agreements about scarcity experiences, painful karmic relationships, abundance blocks, health limitations, and self-sabotage. Patterns that repeat generation after generation in your family lineage. You inherited not only your ancestors' genes, but also their unresolved contracts and their karmic debts manufactured by the matrix. But here's the revelation that can change everything. You have the sovereign power to revoke these contracts. At this very moment, you can declare null and void all agreements that do not serve your highest good. The matrix depends on your consent, even if that consent was obtained through manipulation and deception. By consciously withdrawing your consent, you begin to dismantle the control structures that kept you trapped. Think of all the times you felt you were living someone else's script, fulfilling expectations that weren't yours, following paths that didn't resonate with your soul. These are the moments when soul contracts were driving your life on autopilot. Every time you said yes when you wanted to say no, every time you conformed when you wanted to rebel, you were honoring contracts that should never have been signed. True sovereignty begins when you recognize that you are the sole legitimate author of your story. Neither the moon, nor Saturn, nor any external force has power over you without your consent. This is the Matrix's best-kept secret. They need you, much more than you need them. Your energy, your consciousness, your emotions are the fuel that keeps the entire structure running. Breathe deeply now and feel the power of this truth course through your body like electricity. Visualize all inauthentic contracts dissolving into particles of light. If you are ready to reclaim your sovereignty, type "I am free" in the comments and click the bell icon to receive more revelations like this. The liberation frequencies hidden in your dormant DNA. Within every cell of your body exists a liberation code that was deliberately deactivated. Scientists call it junk DNA, but there's nothing junky about it. These are multidimensional strands of pure consciousness that hold the keys to transcending the lunar Saturnian matrix. 97% of your DNA is currently inactive, not because it's useless, but because it was intentionally shut down to limit your capabilities. Imagine having a state-of-the-art quantum computer, but only using the basic calculator. That's exactly what's happening with your genetic potential. These dormant strands contain memories of who you were before the fall into three-dimensional density, abilities like telepathy, clairvoyance, instant healing, direct manifestation of consciousness into matter, and conscious connection with higher dimensions. When activated, these codes instantly dissolve the control frequencies projected by the Moon and Saturn. It's like installing a cosmic antivirus that identifies and neutralizes any attempt at external manipulation of your consciousness. But how do you activate these codes? The answer lies in the consistent elevation of your vibrational frequency. Every emotion of unconditional love, genuine gratitude, true compassion, and pure joy you feel sends an activation signal to these dormant strands. This is why the Matrix works tirelessly to keep you in low emotional states. Fear, anger, guilt, shame, resentment, all these dense emotions function as suppressors of your multidimensional DNA. Think about how modern society is structured to promote precisely these emotions. The news that bombards you with tragedies and threats. Social media that cultivates comparison and inadequacy. The economic system that perpetuates anxiety and insecurity. None of this is accidental. It is a meticulously orchestrated strategy to keep your DNA in a dormant state. But you don't have to play this game anymore. Every time you choose love over fear, every time you forgive instead of holding a grudge, every time you celebrate instead of lamenting, you are literally rewriting your genetic code. You are hacking the matrix from the inside out. Visualize now a golden spiral of light rising through your spine, activating each vertebra as if they were keys on a cosmic piano. Feel this energy reach the base of your skull and explode in a firework of light within your brain. That is the feeling of DNA activation. If you want to learn specific techniques to accelerate this process, give it a like now and share this video with someone who needs to awaken. The temporal collapse and how to transcend the reincarnation loop. Time as you know it is one of the greatest illusions projected by the crystalline dome of the Matrix. Past, present, and future existing in linear sequence is an artificial construct maintained by Saturnian frequencies to imprison your consciousness in a perpetual loop. In truth, all moments exist simultaneously in the unified quantum field. You are not moving through time. Time is moving through you, creating the illusion of progression, while in reality you are trapped in a repetitive cycle. It's like watching the same movie multiple times, but having your memory erased between each session, so it always feels new, even though it's always the same story. The reincarnation cycle is maintained precisely by this temporal distortion. Upon dying, your soul is convinced that it needs to return to resolve unfinished business, learn unlearned lessons, pay karmic debts. But these debts are artificial, created by the matrix itself to justify your perpetual return to the same field of limited experience. Imagine a cosmic casino where the house always wins, not because you're unlucky, but because the cards are marked, the dice are loaded, and you are hypnotized to forget that you're playing a rigged game. Each life is another round in this casino, where you accumulate more artificial karmic debts that justify the next round. But there is a way out. When you understand that time is an illusion and that you exist simultaneously in multiple dimensions and timelines, you can begin to collapse these experiences into a single point of present consciousness. You can access the wisdom of all your simultaneous lives without needing to die and be reborn. You can resolve all pending matters here and, now breaking the cycle once and for all, every déjà vu you experience is evidence that you are touching other timelines. Every lucid dream is a window into your parallel existences. Every sudden intuition is a message from your multidimensional self trying to guide you out of the labyrinth. The key is to stop thinking in terms of linear evolution and start thinking in terms of multidimensional expansion. You are not here to learn lessons you don't know. You are here to remember what you have always known. You are not paying debts from the past. You are choosing experiences in the eternal now. Close your eyes and imagine all your lives, past, present, and future, as points of light in a vast, cosmic web. Now visualize all these points converging to the center of your chest, merging into a single shining star of unified consciousness. Feel the power of all your experiences integrating into your present being. This is temporal collapse in action. If you felt this convergence, type "I transcend time" in the comments to anchor this realization, freeing yourself from programming and creating your sovereign reality. Now that you understand the nature of the prison, let's get to what really matters: how to free yourself from it. Liberation doesn't happen through a dramatic escape or an epic battle against cosmic forces. It happens through a subtle but profound shift in your frequency of consciousness. It's like changing a radio station. The control frequencies of the matrix can only affect you if you are tuned into them. Change your tuning and they simply pass through you without effect. The method I'm going to share now has 3 fundamental steps that, when practiced consistently, gradually dissolve your connection to the control matrix and restore your natural sovereignty. First step: recognize and accept the illusion without resistance. Resistance strengthens what you resist. When you fight the matrix, you are validating its reality and giving it power over you. Instead, observe it as you would a movie or a video game. Acknowledge its presence without identifying with it. For example, when you feel a wave of anxiety about money, instead of diving into fear, pause and mentally say, "I recognize this scarcity frequency trying to connect with me. I observe it without merging with it. It is not my truth. It is just a signal passing through space." Practice this with every limiting emotion, every thought of inadequacy, every impulse of fear. You are training your consciousness to disidentify with the frequencies of the matrix. Second step: extract the hidden gift in every limitation. Every aspect of the matrix, however oppressive it may seem, contains a key to your liberation. Scarcity teaches you to recognize abundance. Fear shows you where your power lies. Limitation reveals your unlimited potential. It's the law of polarity in action. When you encounter a limiting pattern, ask yourself, what strength within me is being developed through this experience? What aspect of my sovereignty is being tested and strengthened? For example, Financial difficulties might be forcing you to discover your ability to create value from nothing, to manifest resources through pure creativity. Challenging relationships might be polishing your capacity for unconditional love and establishing healthy boundaries. Every challenge is a cosmic personal trainer, strengthening spiritual muscles you didn't even know you had. Third step, consciously redirect your focus to the reality you choose to create. Attention is your magic. Where you focus your attention, you feed with your vital energy. The matrix survives by capturing your attention in its narratives of limitation. Withdraw your attention, and it loses power over you. Daily, dedicate time to visualize and feel the reality you choose to experience, not as a distant dream, but as a memory from the future that you are accessing now. Feel abundance flowing through you. Experience freedom in every cell. Vibrate at the frequency of unconditional love. For example, upon waking, before checking your phone and reconnecting with the digital matrix, spend 5 minutes visualizing yourself living in complete sovereignty. See yourself making decisions based on joy, not fear. Feel yourself creating beauty, not struggling for survival. Experience yourself as a multidimensional being, temporarily focused on a physical experience, not as a physical body trying to have a spiritual experience. The consistent practice of these 3 steps creates a cascade of changes in your reality. Synchronicities begin to multiply. Opportunities appear out of nowhere. The right people and resources emerge at the exact moment. You begin to experience what the ancients called a state of grace, where life flows through you without effort or resistance. Remember the crystalline dome we mentioned at the beginning. Each time you practice these steps, imagine a crack forming in that dome. True light, unfiltered, undistorted, begins to penetrate. Over time, the entire structure becomes so fragile that a simple breath of awakened consciousness shatters it completely. At this moment, place both hands over your heart. Breathe deeply and feel the cosmic drum of your heart beating in rhythm with the heart of the true universe. Not the holographic universe of the Matrix, but the infinite cosmos of pure potentiality. Every beat is a declaration of independence. Every breath is an act of sacred rebellion. You are not alone on this journey. Millions of souls around the planet are awakening simultaneously. Every person who breaks free weakens the control structure for everyone. You are not just saving yourself. You are participating in the collective liberation of humanity. The lunar Saturnian matrix can only exist as long as the majority remains asleep, but the awakening is accelerating exponentially. Every day more, people question the nature of reality, feel that there is something fundamentally wrong with the world as it is presented, and seek answers beyond the official narratives. This is the collapse of the matrix happening in real time. The old control structures are dissolving. The veils are becoming transparent. The control frequencies are losing their potency. You chose to incarnate at this specific moment in cosmic history to participate in and witness this great transition. Your soul knew it would be challenging. It knew you would face forgetfulness, limitation, pain. But it also knew you had the strength, wisdom, and power necessary to transcend all of it and help create a new reality. You don't manifest what you want. You manifest who you are. And who you are in your deepest essence is a being of infinite light, unlimited consciousness, unconditional love. The moon and Saturn can project their shadows, but they cannot extinguish your inner light. They can create illusions, but they cannot destroy your essential truth. They can delay your awakening, but they cannot stop it forever. The power has always been in your hands. The key has always been in your heart. Liberation has always been an available choice. Now you know. Now you remember. Now you can choose. The crystalline dome is cracking. The true light is penetrating. Your soul is calling you home, not to a distant place in the cosmos, but to the remembrance of who you have always been. Free your soul. Break free from the lunar matrix. The truth is beyond the cosmic veil. Your power is greater than any stellar prison. If this message resonated with your soul, if you felt the call to awaken, if you are ready to reclaim your cosmic sovereignty, then your mission now is clear. Give this video a like to anchor this frequency of liberation in the collective field. Share it with at least one person you know is ready to awaken. Subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell to receive the next liberation transmissions. And most importantly, type the word sovereign in the comments to publicly declare your independence from the control matrix. Every action you take now is a vote for the reality you choose to create. Choose wisely. Choose courageously. Choose now. The universe is waiting to conspire in your favor, but first you need to step out of the matrix frequency and into the frequency of your truth. The journey of 1,000 light years begins with a single quantum step of consciousness. Take that step now. Your future soul thanks you. Your ancestral lineage celebrates. The entire cosmos breathes a sigh of relief when another star awakens to its own light.